I was not planning to make this video so soon because I consider this more like an evergreen topic, something that can be covered at any point. However, with the announcement of the imminent release of the Mark IV, I consider it now a topic that I kind of want to bring to light, something I'm really passionate about. It may not appeal to everybody, but I think it's something important to talk about nonetheless. We're all excited about these new blasters, obviously, the Tryon, the Worker Harrier, and now the Mark IV, which is coming as a response to those blasters, hitting hard with a bunch of new features, new technologies such as extremely smooth prime. We noticed this in the demo video of Dartzone, how this guy just grabbed this blaster by the priming handle and it was just a buttery smooth gravity prime. There is something important we may have all missed, however. But first, let's take it back a little bit to summer of 2020. Most people were enjoying the Nerf hobby for what it was. We had drum blasters, we had mag blasters. The 3D print world was just starting to gain some serious steam. We were having fun in our own right with what we had. However, Dartzone as a company was about to change the game forever with the release of this. This blaster needs no introduction. You guys already know what this is. This blaster was unique because it introduced a way that we can continue to use full-length darts and still benefit from the exciting, accurate, and fast half-length darts ecosystem, which was starting to gain a lot of momentum. It was a refreshing change knowing that you could still benefit from firing these out of these high-performance blasters and still achieve some pretty good triple-digit numbers as far as FPS. This blaster set the bar for versatility as far as HVZ, HVA. Now, this was not the first blaster to do it, but this was the first blaster to do it at a much more commercially accessible level. The Dartzone Mark I and the Dartzone Mark 1.1 were extremely out of most consumers' budgets, and they had a very quick and short lifespan on the shelf due to this. A lot of us, including myself, never even got to have a 1.0 or a 1.1. The Nexus Pro, however, due to being so commercially abundant on the shelves, was able to bring this versatility to the table in a lot more of a deliverable way and to more consumers. Not too long after that, in the fall of that same year, the Aeon Pro brought the same kind of versatility. A traditional dart length mag that would fire darts at 100 FPS plus with a top prime. This one was a little bit less versatile. It did not have a stock or a sling mount point. It was more of a run and gun type of blaster, but a lot of us loved it for what it was. It was more of a compact Nexus Pro, if you will. But then in the summer of 2021, we were introduced to the cousin and target variant of the Nexus, the Max Striker. Now, Dartzone still was incorporating the traditional length mags on this blaster. All of us who still appreciated this playstyle were very pleased to know this ammo was not abandoned even at a pro level. And to be frank, another thing that a lot of people miss is using traditional length darts, you can actually lower your FPS to meet certain standards for certain games, whether it's regular stock or super stock, or maybe some HVZ games. The Max Striker incorporated a different kind of pump grip, a scope which is not very useful, maybe in the Max Striker a little bit more because this is a sealed breech system that can fire darts pretty accurately. Either way, we were pleased to know that Dartzone continued to incorporate ways to use this ammo that was introduced in 2006 with the streamlined dart. A lot of us have thousands of this ammo and we don't just want to throw it away if it's perfectly in great condition. The summer that followed the release of the Aeon Pro, a lot of us got served with a refreshing new short dart mag exclusive system in the form of the Conquest Pro. Fast forward to summer of 22, another short dart exclusive in the form of the Max Dictator and the Tomcat, which I do not have, but I'll put a picture here. A lot of you already know what it looks like. And a lot of us started wondering, is this it? Is this where the company takes a turn, goes strict short darts, never to look back on the full-length darts? Well, to the release of a lot of us, I know I was, that same year in the fall, Dartzone released. This blaster exclusively came with two short dart banana mags, but it was full-length dart capable. The variety of darts that you can actually shoot out here include the 65mm fast shots, and most of these darts coming out of these Chinese blasters like ZWQ that are like, we call them the 3/4 length darts. I remember logging some 100+ speeds on these. I'll show you guys a chrono here in a little bit while I'm doing the demo. Overall, this blaster was really good despite having a few flaws regarding the feeding mechanism. I personally never had problems with the feeding mechanism. Something to do with the dart guide here. I fired hundreds of both full length and half length out of my 1.2 and I never had a problem. I actually love this blaster to death. This blaster signals probably the last super or ultra high performance blaster that Dartzone is going to put out that accepts full length mags. With the release of the Tryon, Worker Harrier, a lot of these dedicated 3D print blasters carrying strictly half length mags, and now Dartzone with the Mark IV, they're going to go permanently half length only for their flagship design. Signals a new era in these blasters. I do like the fact that some of these blasters can shoot both. You guys might feel differently. You guys might feel like I am ready to move on. The half length is awesome. It shoots lasers. It's straight. It's accurate. I get all that. But let's not forget where we came from, guys. A lot of us are not ready to say goodbye to our 70mm dart collection. There's so many blasters that shoot that. I kind of twisted in the wrong direction because there's just nothing but ultra in this corner, but you guys get it. There's still a myriad of blasters that shoot traditional length. We like the fact that we can shoot them out of these high-powered blasters. With all this said, I'm not gonna blabber your life away in this video. I wanna show you what these things can do. We're gonna do a couple chronos and a couple groupings. Let's get to it. So as you guys were able to see, performance really doesn't suffer that much with full-length darts. In fact, they're fun to use because they still give you that playful game kind of feeling. I know it's a step away from the milsim kind of feel, but using traditional darts and high-powered blasters is one of my favorite things. I think I made it pretty clear with this video. Not only that, but I'm kind of not ready to part completely with the traditional length darts. There's so many uses for them. Indoor plinking, playing with your family members, perhaps blasters that hit a little softer. A lot of us were kind of happy when Dartzone came out with this blaster, knowing that it was fully able to accept this style dart. This is perhaps the last high-powered, high-performance blaster that can indeed accept a full-length dart feed. We already know the Tryon and the Game Face Prime that came before it both use exclusively short darts. The Worker Harrier is now obviously an exclusively short dart injection molded competition blaster. So the 1.2 is in fact the last kind of blaster of its breed where it had the versatility of using both kinds of ammo. I think there's some coolness to that. I think we should embrace that. The Mark IV is now being announced, coming out. I think you can pre-order it on the 3rd. They just dropped the price tag of $180 US. Not all of us are in the budget to just drop almost 200 bucks on a blaster after shipping. For all the reasons mentioned in this video and the financial reasons as kind of like a frosting on the cake, there is absolutely no reason to rush into this blaster right away. We still have a lot to enjoy with a lot of the platforms of yesterday, not limited to the 1.2, but also all the blasters I mentioned in this video. Also a lot of their covert ops line, which is really, really cool, like the Savage Spin. That was a great video. The Titan is also a great choice. Very high powered blasters that shoot in the 100, but they don't necessarily advertise it. In other words, if you guys are not able to jump on the Mark IV right away, don't worry about it. These are amazing blasters. You can still get them. In fact, I have a feeling, and I've been talking to Tim Shooter about this, this blaster was $119.99 at launch. They just recently dropped it to $84 to compete with the Tryon. Target had a recent sale on it, brought it down to 65 bucks. Target is known for doing their 50% off sales. I would not doubt that at some point Target will put this baby down at 50%, and if they do, you know, I'll be grabbing a couple, and I know you guys will be grabbing a couple. There is no reason to pass on those kind of deals. This is an actual great blaster. If you have any trouble with the feeding or any of the issues that have plagued it for a while, you can see some of Maritime's mods. He found a little workaround for it.
But I think the answer is here now.
There's ways around how to prime it without breaking the stock, etc. I believe I got a silent revision maybe because I bought this one recently and it hasn't given me any trouble. So if you guys like the value you got out of this video, you're definitely gonna like this video. I recommend you to subscribe to the channel if you want to see more content like this, and I'll catch you on the next one. Stay blasting, foam fam.